It's a Hump Day Wednesday. Welcome to the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. Now, if you're a Canadian and you grew up in the 70s and 80s in this country, you remember a TV show called The Friendly Giant. Had his little chairs set up, had his little miniature castle, and there's the giant. We've got the beach house, beach bunker. You're looking at it. It's a Hump Day Wednesday at the beach house, beach bunker, and you're here just in time. Coming up on the show today, minimum wage, moving the chains. It's going up across the country, including here in Manitoba. We're moving to $16, and we're talking about minimum wage when we first started working, way back when. Is $16 enough? Some say it is. Some say it should be closer to $20. So we told you yesterday about how Canadians can't buy Major League Baseball tickets in New York should the Yankees advance in the playoffs. Apparently, the Jays are doing the same thing. Oh, is this a tit for tat, or is this just the way of selling tickets to sports and concerts in 2025? I was rather surprised by this because, you know, the CBC was all over it. Oh, those Americans, they are keeping us out again. They're mean and awful and terrible. And then all of a sudden, Jays say, yeah, you know what? We have to do this too. Scalping is a really bad... It's a big challenge, and they gotta look into ways to make sure that the hardcore fans are taken care of. So it looks like the Jays are going to be doing that too. Apparently, Nicole Kidman has filed for divorce with Keith Urban, against Keith Urban. We have developing news there. We've got the inside scoop. We've got some delicious tea to share. Because apparently he may have stepped out. And friends are saying there may be somebody else that has caused this. And, of course, internet sleuths are all over the place. We want to know. Who's Keith's new wumpty? U.S. government shutdown took effect at midnight. What does that do? What does that even mean? Why do they keep doing this? It seems every few years the Americans run out of money to keep their government running. And then, is this a real thing? What does this actually mean for you and I as travelers, as folks outside the country? Does it even affect us? We'll take a look. We'll take a look at the worst things clients wanted tattooed on their bodies this morning. Also, we'll introduce you to a guitar player at 72 who's gone viral. He is an internet sensation for playing heavy metal songs. At 72 years old, just on his guitar, this guy's a wizard. And 90s fast food trends that we want to bring back in 2025. It's all coming up on the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. Let's take a look outside where we've got a little bit of sunshine, and it is a warm morning. You know what? Enjoy it. Enjoy the warm weather because there is some rather uncomfortable news on the horizon, Sunseekers, and that comes in the form of colder temperatures. Colder temps are on the way for next week. It is not going to be great. There's just no sugarcoating it. In fact, the frost that we were telling you about for next week is likely going to stay with us for the duration. So, still got some tomatoes out there. You still got some stuff out on the garden. You still got some flowers that you're kind of babying. You may want to take care of that business this weekend because it's coming in cold after Saturday. So, the good news is we still have above normal temperatures into the weekend. But then the cool down begins. Here's the calendar is flipped. It's October 1. Beautiful day today. We may see shower or the occasional thunder shower pop up It's going to be hot. High of 28. That's the only way to describe it. The normal now is 14. Tomorrow, sunshine, 27 degrees. We'll remember how we started the month. I can't wait to see how we end it. Probably with, I'm not even going to say. I'm just going to say we're going to hang on to the fall weather as long as we can. You can see that the weekend is a little bit cooler, still above normal, and we could see some rain. But what we're really watching is those overnight lows. Starting next week, look at that's -1, -2, and the extended forecast is like -3, -2. So frost is coming. It's going to be here to stay. It's October. This is how it rolls in this part of the world. That's how it goes. So we'll just roll with it, baby. Steve Winwood would say, "Roll with it, baby. You and me. Roll with it, baby." Hope you had a good day yesterday. Some were working, some were off. It was Truth and Reconciliation Day in Canada. A lot of orange shirts to be seen all over the place. Riverbank Discovery Center was a hub of activity in our town. And Winnipeg had a lot of things going on, too. Yesterday's good thing is coming up in a second. By the way, well, what the hell? Hey, I missed you. We are doing some testing over there over the next little while, so just something to keep in mind. Some days we'll be there, maybe some days we won't. The official date back should be November 1st, but we apparently are over there now, so that's good. So we may have a few more good mornings than normal. As the audience continues to grow. And again, I do appreciate it. Here's the thing, though, quick housekeeping. We're on all platforms for hour 1, and then we move on hour 2 to Twitch. That's the VIP hour, twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show. You can lurk in through the website at tylerglenshow.com, and we would love to have you for the entire 2 hours, but there's no obligation. Just a quick hello is often just a great way to get the day going. We like to do this little thing called Welcome Aboard. We've got our nod to Romper Room. You can tell I'm a Gen Xer. The nods to the Friendly Giant, the nods to Romper Room. Children's programming of the 70s and 80s incorporated into this very show, and we like to say a quick shout out to those who join us at the start. At 7 a.m. Central Time, each and every weekday, live from the Beach House Beach Bunker. Road Reverend's in this morning on Twitch. Good morning, and Pebbles is here too, and so is Zumba Bernice. Good morning, and happy Hump Day Wednesday. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Cassandra is over on TikTok. Hello, Cassandra. So is Jeff and Heather. Good morning. Tracy Rogers over on Twitch. And Patsy Ann is here on Twitch as well. Good morning. Addison is here on TikTok. Hello, Addison. Good morning. And Kenny is over here on TikTok too. Good morning. And Janine is on Facebook. Happy Hump Day with her little camel emoji. Good to see you. Polar Bear is here, too, on Twitch this morning. Angie's over on Facebook. It's good to see you. Good morning. I'm going to do a quick wave to Stefano and Junior and Rigby over on TikTok. Hopefully you can hear me. Testing. 1, 2, 3. TikTok, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Richard's got camels all over the place. It must be Hump Day. Richard's joining us on the Facebook platform this morning. Yoka just joined in and says hello from TikTok. Ron is over on the X platform. Yes, X, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch, the mothership. Good morning, Ron, Knight of the Shining X. Jody is over on Facebook. Good morning to you. Kate804380 is joining us on Twitch this morning. Enjoy the nice weather, says Richard. In a few months, it will be -40 with lots of snow. I'm glad you said a few months. It could be weeks. I don't want days. Lots of weeks. Like we're talking like 20 weeks. Can it be 20 weeks till we get snow? I hope so. Jeez. Nick says, wow, feels like just yesterday it was September. Did you wake up Green Day? Did you? Matt Damon. Oh, okay. Oh, I love these TikTok user handles. Matt Damon, the real Matt Damon, loved you in Dead Poets Society. Yeah, very good. Very good, Matt Damon. Trev says, I need to incorporate Mr. Dress Up. Well, we do on Fridays when we do Keyboard Fridays, and there's a bit of a dress up involved, the terrible green hat that I've got. It's kind of, I need a tickle trunk, though. I don't know if you could do that now in 2025. Just sounds weird. I'm going to go to my tickle trunk. No, don't be doing that. Can't say that. Pebble says, Tyler, we have a teenager starting again in our house. She turns 13 years old today. Oh, and her name is, does she get the sombrero? Should we do the celebration sombrero? What is her name? And if she is, if we have a chance to embarrass a teenager, of course, we always take that opportunity, of course. I love doing that in my household. Cindy says, we have a mini tickle trunk with the sombrero, the frog hat, the Vikings hat. Actually, thank you for that reminder, Cindy. I haven't pulled out the Vikings hat, although they lost in Ireland. So it's safely stowed away in the tickle trunk. I guess I just need a tickle trunk. But we've decided against that, I think. Let's hope for snow in February, says Trev. Yes. Marissa needs the celebration sombrero. So, okay, here we go. And we got to get into yesterday's good thing here right away. I got to make sure I got my kazoo, though. I think I have misplaced the birthday kazoo. Oh, that's terrible. You would think I would get a little bit more organized in here. Am I going to have to sing happy birthday? Are you kidding me right now? What is going on? I am too unorganized. Where did my kazoo go? Okay, so I got, the kazoo is MIA. So instead of the kazoo, the only musical instrument I appear to be able to find this morning is, oh, no, there it is. Hang on a second. Oh, God, help me. I gotta get the kazoo. Okay, this is what we do when it's somebody's birthday. If it's your birthday, you get some birthday love with the birthday celebration sombrero. Happy birthday, Marissa, and you're a teenager. Oh, here come the gray hairs for Mom and Dad. Happy birthday, Marissa. Here we go. Are you a Libra baby? I'm a Libra baby. Happy birthday. Celebration. Just blow into an empty. Oh, man. It's a show, Trev. It's a show. We gotta make sure the people are entertained. Kazoo, I thought I might have had to whistle that. Hum it. Yellow Jacket is here this morning. Good morning, Yellow Jacket. Okay, we got lots of good mornings this morning, more than usual. Is again, like I say, we continue to test over on TikTok. We're going to move over to yesterday's good thing. We'll continue to say good morning as folks come in. We like to start the day with a little bit of positivity. If you've got something good that happened to you yesterday, in chat, type in GT and then a dash, and then let us know what happened that was good yesterday. That's how we like to roll. Is with a little bit of good stuff. Eva's over on Facebook. Good morning, Eva. Nice to see you. Welcome aboard. Frankie is here on TikTok. Good morning, Frankie, and good morning, Michelle. And Hermie. Hello, Hermie. And Molly's here too. Picks in the mailbag Friday. Been very busy. That's okay, Molly. We'll wait for you. We're not going anywhere. In fact, we're going to need vacation pictures as the weather gets cold. We want to have more vacation pictures. You need a tickle trunk for because I need a tickle trunk for myself. I'm terribly disorganized. Terribly disorganized. Oh, my goodness. Oh, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Check your mailbag, Tyler. Okay, check. Oh, there's the baby picture. Teenager now, but it wasn't that long ago that you were pooping your diapers. You were pooping your diapers. See, as a 13-year-old, that gets them all embarrassed. I never pooped my diapers. Yes, you did. That's the thing. They're adorable, but the diapers are, yeah. Diapers. Happy birthday, now 13 years old. Oh, where did the time go, my little one, my little one? Where did the time go, my little one, my little one? Yesterday's good thing. So yesterday, in this country, we had Orange Shirt Day, Truth and Reconciliation. Spit it out, Tyler. Truth and Reconciliation Day. And this is some shots courtesy of John over at the Riverbank Discovery Center. He was over at the Riverbank yesterday. There was a commemoration ceremony. There was some festive events. There was some dancing, some hand-holding, and, of course, lots and lots of orange shirts there, and a great turnout as well. And a beautiful day. A little on the windy side. Oh, and John fell down. I want to get the wide shot. How do I do that? Well, thank you, John. Just tilt your head, and then you can smell what John's cooking there. He brings a whole new meaning to it went sideways. It was fantastic. It was a great event. Well done. And then this is a picture of John and some dancers. Very nice. And there we go. Back into oh, hang on a second. We got to go to good thing. That's what we're doing here. All right. Thank you, John, for sharing those. And if you attended the Orange Shirt Day commemoration honoring the survivors of the residential schools and remembering the children who never returned home, there was a long walk, and they had hundreds of people show. So that is great. That is a good way to start yesterday's good thing. Elsewhere, farmers continue the harvest. Kaylee and Wally and the combines, the John Deeres were rolling. They were rolling. Look at this. Ooh, in the fields, getting the harvest done. Look at that. We don't eat unless the harvest gets done. And they're getting it done. Oh, beautiful harvest sunset. Thank you to our farmers. We love you. Thank you for feeding us. Thank you for, there it is. There is your ramen noodles. There is your bread. There's your hot dog buns. There's your pizza crusts. Getting all loaded up into the grain truck. They're working hard. Go, go, go. Get this done. Get it all done before the frost starts to come. They're going like crazy. Thank you so much, Kaylee, for sharing these harvest pictures. And thank you again to our farming friends for all you do for us. We can't eat unless the farmers keep her going. And thank you to the sponsors of the show, Epp Law Office. If you need a lawyer for buying or selling real estate, please see our friends at Epp Law Office. They specialize in real estate, corporate, and estate law. And they take pride in being your trusted legal advisors. So popular that they've had to expand the offices. They had a little bit of construction going on, and that has since wrapped up. And so they would love to have you drop on by, check out the new dig, 642 18th Street, Unit A, right across from the RBC. Murray Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC, 1500 Richmond Avenue in Brandon, Westman's #1 EV dealership. Oh, man, it won't be long before your car will be idling, burning gas to keep it warm. You don't have to be doing that with an EV. There's no gas going in that. No, it'll be plugged in. It'll be nice and warm and toasty and ready to rock and roll. You turn it on and off you go, and then you plug it in when you get back home again. But you've got questions. What are the tax incentives like? How far can I go on a battery? Is this car really for me? Well, take one for a test drive and get all your questions answered at Westman's #1 EV dealership, Murray GM, and branded at 1500 Richmond Avenue, where they put the power in your hands. And as mortgage rates continue to come down, the interest rates are coming down, mortgage rates soon to follow, visit our friends at Sunrise Credit Union, because they would love to talk to you about renewing your mortgage. There are 19 area locations, maybe an RESP, an RRSP, maybe just setting up a new bank account with a credit union for the first time. They would love to see you. sunrisecu.mb.ca. Chris is over on Facebook and has a good thing, says that he was doing some golfing yesterday, went to Poplar Ridge, and first time ever got an eagle. You killed an eagle with a golf ball? Aren't they protected? Or is that a golf term? He got an eagle. I'm trying to figure out if he captured a bird or he scored something. It has been a long time since I golfed. And usually by hole 6, I'm in the bag. And I don't mean the golf bag. Chris, thank you for sharing. Congratulations on your bird/golf score, and that's fantastic. Trev's asking, how did you get the mail? It's digital. The digital mail bag. Yellow Jacket. Had a road trip yesterday. It was fantastic. Had a nice ride home. That's good to see. That's fantastic. Patsy Ann's good thing from yesterday. Family time with the hubby and son. Drove up to Poplar Ridge also for a round of golf. Oh, there was lots of golf going on yesterday. Lots of golf going on yesterday. I barbecued a steak. Oh, I made sure the family knew how much I loved them. I said, do you know how much these things are worth? This is gold. This steak on the grill, this is real beef. You know how rare this is? And I don't mean half-cooked. Yeah, beef is expensive. Cindy said, spent the day with Michelle, did lots of food prep, dropped some pizza pops for my niece. Okay, so guess what, Cindy? The rest of my family's addicted to your pizza pops. They're almost gone. And Cindy, as a birthday present for me, she's so kind. She dropped off a bag of them. Oh, there's like 24 in there. Homemade pizza pops. They are insane. I am so glad that you live far away from me. I said, God, if you had a store and lived close, I couldn't fit through the door. They're so good. Eagle is a golf term. What does that mean? Does that mean, is that after a hole-in-one, that's a hole-in-2? They call that an eagle? Is a hole-in-2? KDD 4380 had a successful yard sale yesterday. That's right. You were putting some things in the yard, trying to get some money for the junk. It's like, get some money for the junk. I didn't share. They stole it. I'm calling the cops. And you know I don't share. 2 below par. Okay, I'm getting closer to understanding. So if a whole par means that's what you should get on the score, because I never come close. So if the par is 5, he got a 3, and they call that an eagle, hey? I should really know that. Well, see, I'm learning. I know what a hole-in-one is. And I know where the beer cart is. Hey, where's the beer cart? That's my favorite term in golf. Beer cart, where is the beer cart? Oh, man. Got some leftovers in a couple of boxes to donate, KDD says. Yeah, I know how that is. That's what you got to do when some of the stuff doesn't go, right? When some of the stuff doesn't go. Hey, thank you for yesterday's good thing. It's like that's how we like to start each show, is with some positivity. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. We do that every day, 7 a.m. Central Time, to start off our show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. We have got the inside scoop on Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. Apparently, he's been stepping out. Apparently, there is somebody else in his life. Yes, we can blame Keith, but she brought the hammer down yesterday. She was the one filing for divorce. It was like between the announcement of the separation and the divorce, she comes in with the hammer. We've got the inside scoop coming up. Also, government shutdown. Does this even affect us in the States? A U.S. government shut? It does, actually. I'll explain coming up. And minimum wage. How much money did you make when you had your first job and they paid you minimum wage? Was it too below par? That would be illegal. We're going to take a beach break. The show will continue. Food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. After we take a quick beach break. And our beach break today, we are off to Spain, I believe, where we are going to check out a beach in Mallorca. And it's hump day.
I just found a freelance accountant on...
It's a Hump Day Wednesday, and it appears that we are back on the platforms that we love and enjoy. Good morning, Sunseekers. Let's get over to Spain and have some beach time. There we go. Beach break back with more in a second. Oh, wait a second. Let's take a roll in here.
Salty air, perfect days. Smiles and waves in the haze. Shaking it in a ways. One step closer to the fun. Bright days, we're on the run. Every moment sparkles and shines. Beach vibes in our lines. Let's go to the beach. Closer to the weekend, we don't care. Sun seekers feel the heat. Dancing to the ocean beach, ocean beach. Let's go to the beach, oh yeah. Get closer to the weekend, we don't care. Sun seekers feel the heat. Dancing to the ocean beach. Let's go to the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Get closer to the weekend, we don't care, we don't care. Sun seekers feel the heat, feel the heat. Dancing to the ocean beach, ocean beach.
Toodaloo. Back to southern Manitoba, where we have got some double digits to start our day today. It is looking good. We have got some sunshine, and man, this is enjoy these warm temperatures while you can, because they're not going to last all that long. Into the weekend, we're going to see some frost on the other side of the weekend, and that frost is going to be with us for a while. But in the meantime, shorts and sandals. Shorts and sandals it is today. And we may see a shower or thunder shower as the seasons change. Happy October 1st. Happy October. Welcome to October. Welcome to October. Welcome to the new month. It's now October. The month of Halloween, the month of Canadian Thanksgiving, the month of the leaves really changing, everybody's trees are now yellow and red and gold. And if you've got some trees in the yard that have green leaves, they're probably going to be green for a while. That's they should be changed over by now. We've got cool temperatures that are going to help with that. Being October the 1st, we have a new minimum wage starting today. Minimum wage goes to $16 an hour starting today, from $15.80. Some people say that that's not enough. We should be on the cusp of a $20 minimum wage. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on the very first time you got a paycheck? Were you making minimum wage? Chances are you were. I was making under $5. I believe it was $4.20. I was working at Riding Mountain National Park. I was scooping ice cream. And as I told somebody on Facebook earlier this morning, there were times I didn't even collect my check. I remember my boss saying, okay, your check is ready if you want to pick it up. Okay, thanks. And I would show up to where I was a good worker. I'd be there early. I'd stay late, be scooping ice cream. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. I was the world's greatest employee. And then I'd go home again, and I couldn't figure out that, no, you're doing this not because it's something to do. It's because you're going to get paid. I was 13 years old. I started working at 13. My parents signed the permission form at the time that allowed the business to hire kids. And I remember getting my paycheck and go, whoa, because at 13, what the hell are you buying? Not old enough to buy booze. Not old enough to have a car or a girlfriend. I was basically eating pizza pops, ketchup chips, and watching VHS movies on the weekend. That was my life, hanging out with buddies, drinking Dr. Pepper. A case of Dr. Pepper was $1.50. Bag of chips was $1. Renting a movie was $2. So there were times where, and then I remember specifically in my first 2 jobs, actually, till I got my car. Then it all changed. But I remember the accounts payable people going, your envelopes are starting to stack up here. Can you please come and get your check? I'm like, I haven't spent the first one yet. I'm just buying Dr. Pepper, ketchup chips, and pizza pops. Then I got a car. Then at 16, that all changed. I went from leaving those checks with accounts payable to, when do we get paid again? When do we get paid? The car was a money suck. Had to put gas in it. Had to change the oil. Had to pay for somebody to be in the seat next to me. If you know what I mean. It's buddies. And we had to go cruising and pick up various beverages and such. Anyway, I digress. Minimum wage goes up today to $16 an hour.
Announced that the minimum wage will increase by 20 cents to $16 an hour starting October 1st. However, the province still remains lower than Ontario, British Columbia, Yukon, Nunavut, and the Northwest Territories.
I think there's a lot going on in the economy, and I don't know that 20 cents would be enough for families to make ends meet.
I feel that people need to have a living wage, no matter what sort of job they're doing. So anything they can do to raise it even higher, I'm all for it.
And if somebody's working a full-time job, again, you're just making it by. I honestly think, we need to do more for our people who are a minimum wage.
I think that the minimum wage increase is pathetic and I think well below national average.
Pathetic.
So while rent and food are up 3% and 4%, this year's calculation gives them a 1% wage increase. That's not fair.
A recent poll from the Manitoba Federation of Labor revealed that 72% of Manitobans think it's not nearly enough to help workers make ends meet with the rising costs of food, housing, and transportation. Kevin Rebeck, president of the MFL, criticized the government for using a broad inflation-based model to determine wage increases, which he says ignores the skyrocketing costs that workers are facing daily and hopes they instead focus on a living wage.
Let's make a plan over 2 or 3 or 4 years to get there. But the law as it stands today means there's this huge gap between a fair wage that's a living wage and a poverty level wage that workers are trapped in.
In Winnipeg, Mitchell Ringo's City News.
Okay, so it looks like there's some folks believe that maybe the minimum wage should be a lot more. They should move it to a living wage. Why do I get the sense that people don't understand? Canadians are having a difficult time understanding how business works. I think that they go to a restaurant or they go to Walmart or they go to a store, they put their money down, they tap their card. They have no idea how things work. Because you do realize that if we're going to pay people $50 an hour to give us a hamburger, the hamburger moves from the $13 that we're pissed off about right now to $19. And if McDonald's starts selling a $19 Happy Meal, people ain't gonna be happy. It should be the pissed off meal. This is crushing me. I can't do this. Well, that's how business works. If I have one request, one meek and minor request as I wind down my time behind the microphone. I continue to age. I don't know how much time I have left. I know this is going to YouTube and could live forever. Someday someone will watch this, could be decades from now, or possibly pull this little chunk of video off of YouTube for AI. For the love of all things holy, please, educators, teachers, schools, please put some effort into the business curriculum. We don't need to be pumping out a whole bunch of Fortune 500 executives. That's not what I'm talking about. But I get the sense the average Canadian doesn't understand how business works, what a profit means, and that lots of good people that contribute to the community each and every day run businesses. Not all business people are Donald Trump. And I get the sense that in this country, that's what's going on right now. Business people are just like Trump. Look at him. He's an orange and he's a crook and this and that. These are average, everyday people just trying to make a living. But there's an equation involved. There's a recipe that goes in. And part of that recipe is your workers. And it's not that you're trying. Everyone wants to try and treat their workers to the best that they can within reason. But the whole reason you're in business is to make a profit, okay? It's not daycare. It's not a social club. It's not a friend group. It is an organization whose sole purpose is at the end of the year to have some money left over for the person who took the risk of starting that business. I worked in broadcasting for 3 decades and worked for very little money at many times in my career, knowing full well I was padding the pockets of the people in charge, but they had to get the transmitter. They had to get the license from the government. They had to take all the risk. I knew full well that I was not getting nearly, oh my God, they were making millions. I was getting crumbs off the table, but I was happy to have a job, fed myself, fed my family. Quentin says he was 12 and a dishwasher at the Rollin' Pin. He was $4.25. You made a nickel more than me. It's probably because you were more valuable, but not much more. $4.20, I believe, was the minimum. You made 5 cents over the minimum. And he spent his money on cassettes for the most part. Cassettes and magazines. What kind of magazines were you? What kind of? Oh. But we did not share that information with our parents. Hide the magazines. They're Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated. Come on. Kelvin says $4.20 as well, 1986. Gas was 43 cents a liter, and his rent at the time was $1.50 or $1.50. $150 a month for rent in 1986. Can you imagine that? Well, it's time to pay the rent. Here's my $150. Quinton says prices have to go up to pay more. So if goods and services have to increase, it becomes a zero-sum game. Hey, Mavis, over on Facebook, nice to see you. Good morning. Safe travels in your world today. Thanks for dropping by for a quick visit. Molly says 15 is so much better than what the USA federal minimum wage is, $7.25. However, Molly, in California, minimum wage is closer to $20 an hour. And in fact, some California cities have minimum wage that I don't know how they get around this. It's because I guess when you give a business license civically, they demand that your minimum is of a certain wage. But I believe San Francisco's minimum wage is over $20. It ends up being close to $30 Canadian per hour. But again, San Francisco is one of the most expensive places on the planet to live. Sharon says summer of 76, it was $2.35 an hour. Jamie was $4.75 an hour. Patty says 1982, the Voyageur restaurant. I was making $3.50 an hour. Brenda says the Chalet restaurant, 1986, made $3.25 per hour plus tips. Cindy was $5 an hour at the bus depot, 1986. You can tell people's age. Sam was $7.25. Jackie says it was around $5. McDonald's, 1991. Nomi was $9. A small diner waitress is around 2010, $9 an hour. Ashley was $5 in the 90s. Suzanne was waiting tables at Smitty's and thought it was around $4. Katie, 4380, says if people understood how many of their local business owners were struggling right now, they would be shocked. Absolutely. Everybody thinks that business owners have got it made. They've got it by the tail. They are, especially in Canada, it is a tough go. You know, they do what they can, and they're constantly asked for sponsorship of this, support of that. Plus, they have to take care of their employees. And I can only speak to the businesses I have been involved with over my 3-decade career. And I would say 98% of them care deeply about their staff. They want to make sure that they're looked after. They want to do the best that they can within reason. Again, but at the end of the day, profit is important or there's no business to come back to next year. But that's the missing piece. I don't think kids are learning this. If they did, they would have some understanding. And, wow, maybe they'd go into business for themselves because we need more of that. It's one of the only times I'll ever quote the Premier of Manitoba because it was the one really awesome thing that I could identify with when he unleashed unveiled the Manitoba Economic Plan. The plan itself was like, I don't know how strong it is, but his statement was this: business is the horse that pulls the social cart. Again, business is the horse, and I couldn't believe it. He said it. He's a socialist guy, and I'm like, okay, finally, someone gets it. And without the horse pulling the cart, where does the cart go? Nowhere. And I'm sorry, but the horse has to be healthy and happy to be pulling the cart, and that's a happy, healthy business. Yellow Jacket says, I believe there used to be a 2-tier wage. If you were under 18, it was less. That is correct. At 13, I was making $2.35 an hour. Ooh, 1976. $2. Dan is over on X. Hey, Dan. Good to see you, pal. $2.80 in 1980. $2. Okay, so I never made $2. I might have had a tip of $2, but thankfully I never made $2 as a minimum wage. Good morning, Greg. Greg is over on Twitch joining us this morning. Erica says $3 an hour for my first job. It was in the 90s. Oh my God, Irene was a nurse. She was a registered nurse in the 70s. And she said that the first time she started working as a registered nurse, it was $5 an hour. I don't know if that was legal, or there must have been a lot of nurses at that time. I would think they made more than $5 an hour. Mandy says, I was making $10 an hour working at Nextel, late 90s, $10 an hour. Stephanie was 8. Michelle was 6. And it goes up to $16. Now, as you saw in that report, Manitoba is not at the top of the minimum wage amount to pay workers. None of it. I will have none of it. I will have none of it. It's $19, so this won't fit. So you can't see it all. Hang on a second. I'll pull this back up again so you can do a little comparison here, especially in the West. Here we go. So BC is $17.40. Alberta is $15. Actually, Alberta, that kind of surprises me. Alberta and Saskatchewan, but again, they are right-leaning provinces. They are very conservative provinces, business-friendly provinces, probably so there's, they're trying to make workers happy and at the same time make sure that costs are low for both businesses and consumers so that people can afford to have a sandwich at a restaurant now and again. There's Manitoba, 16, Ontario, 17.20. I really feel bad for the folks in Ontario and BC. I mean, the rents and cost of living there, it has got to be awful. Like, oh my God, $2,000 just for rent? But here's the thing, governments have the solution. This is crazy. I'm just one guy, one little web show, but I'm going to tell you something. There's a solution to this. There is a solution, and the government doesn't want to do it. And there's a solution that would make everybody happy. What if I told you that there is a magic trick to make everybody happy? Workers, businesses, consumers buying stuff, everybody's happy. Well, then why don't they do it? Well, because then the government won't make, and the government runs our lives. So what is it, Tyler? That is the magic trick that would make everybody happy. Well, let me tell you what it is. I'll try to keep this as basic as I can, but every time you fill out your income tax, there is what's called the basic personal exemption. Used to be $7,000 or $8,000 that you could make tax-free before the government starts to tax you. So your accountant will subtract. So easy math, say you made $50,000 and the $8,000 exemption kicks in. So they only tax you on $42,000. And I believe the personal exemption is now closer to $12,000. The personal tax exemption before they start taxing you is $16,000. In Manitoba, it's $15,780. So you get to make $15,000, wow, tax-free before the government even gets their hands on it. Here is an easy fix. Double that. Well, what does that matter? So let's double it. $30,000. You get to make $30,000 before they tax it. So if you made $50,000, they only tax you on $20,000. And it applies evenly to everybody. So if you made $30,000, you don't pay any tax at all. Why are we charging income tax on people that make $30,000? That is not a lot of money. Why are we charging income tax on them? Those are the people that are going to be using social services and stuff. Leave them alone. And if they're working, we need to reward them for that. That they got up off the couch and decided to make a living at $30,000 a year, which is technically, I think, still below minimum wage now. I think it's 33. But that's it. And guess what? Businesses can keep paying what they pay. Consumers would not see huge inflationary increases. And workers will get to keep more of their money. Everybody's happy, except the government. See how that works? They know what the answer is. They have the solution. They just don't want to do it. They want your money. So what's a way that we can pretend to give people more and then we get to take more? Like the mob. Like we get a cut. Give us our cut. Give us our cut. I know. We'll pretend to give them more. We'll give them. Here's a little bit more, man. A little bit more for you. A few more cookie crumbs. And then we're going to be back for our share, if you know what I mean. We're going to be back for our share. Oh, well. That's how the system is set up. What are you going to do? Enjoy the extra 20 cents, I guess. And let's keep our fingers crossed that things don't continue to skyrocket in price, because it's hard enough for everybody these days. It really is. And that's why you got to be looking for deals, and you can find them at places like Leon's Furniture Superstore, 3635 Victoria Avenue in Brandon. The comfort sale continues. It's into its final day, though. It ends tonight. The comfort sale means that anything you can sit on or lay on is basically on sale. We're talking beds. We're talking mattresses. We're talking sofa beds. Select sofa beds up to 50% off. Dining sets up to 30% off. And don't pay till 2027 with 0% interest and no monthly payments. Money's a little tight. Don't worry about it. Leon's has got you. Plus free local delivery on purchases of $7.99 or more. Leon's Furniture Superstore, 3635 Victoria Avenue in Brandon. And again, for the flyer, because it ain't in your mailbox, it's leons.ca. Murray Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC Certified Service Express. A new promo starts today. If you add a multi-point inspection to anything you're getting done, they automatically give you a $20 Shell gas fuel card. Absolutely free. So you're there maybe getting an oil change. You want to get the multi-point inspection. Maybe you're getting something done. Your winter tires put on, for example. And you might as well do a multi-point inspection while we're there. $20 gas card. Courtesy of your friends at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC Certified Service Express, 1500 Richmond Avenue in Brandon. And at Skydancer Casino, coming up later this month, we've got Hairball for Halloween. An epic Halloween show is coming. America's favorite classic rock tribute band doing Twisted Sister, AC/DC, Motley Crue, anybody in costume, they're getting it done. And it is apparently incredible. Pyrotechnics and everything. Skydancercasino.com. Check out the hotel, water park, and trampoline park for the family. And don't forget about Tracy Bird coming November the 15th at Skydancer Casino in Belcourt. Okay, we are just about ready to make our move over to the Twitch stream, and as we mentioned earlier in the show, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman on the rocks. Apparently, he had stepped out. We have got the latest on what is happening here. The internet is enthralled because it's a bit of a secret. Hi, Lindy. It's a bit of a secret. We knew that Keith Urban was the one that took off. He was the one that said, I'm moving to Nashville. I can't do it no more. Nicole, 48 hours later, comes in hot and says, I'm the one filing for divorce. They actually, as part of the divorce papers, it was leaked what their monthly income is. Any guesses as to what Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman make each month as we wrap up our discussion on minimum wage? Interestingly enough, in the divorce papers, they both declare the exact same monthly income. So it appears that this will be at least financially amicable. They're both loaded, but they list their monthly income in the divorce papers yesterday per month. at 100,000 US dollars. 130,000 Canadian dollars per month. That's not bad. That's not bad. I could probably buy some Costco hot dogs with a 130 large. Although I think that a lot of that money is going to be going to the lawyers in the coming weeks and months. Anyway, inside scoop on that coming up. Also, baseball. Canadians banned from buying tickets in New York. Should New York advance in the Major League Baseball playoffs? However, the Jays have decided to do the same thing. What's going on? What's happening? U.S. government shutdown. How does this affect us? And a whole lot more also coming up in hour 2. But it's only for VIPs. I apologize. Dan, hey, it was good to see you over on X. And thank you, Eva and Mavis, and our Facebook friends and our friends on TikTok too. TikTok too. Nice to be able to be on TikTok again, at least with our testing. So that's great as we are back on all platforms with the show, apparently a little earlier than we thought. Should all go well. Again, we're just doing some testing at this point, but that will hopefully continue on. In the meantime, we will go back to our tried, tested, and true platform for hour 2 of the show, which, of course, is for VIPs, and that's over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show. You can also lurk in by simply checking out our website at tylerglenshow.com, okay? Thank you so much, YouTube. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, X. Have a great Hump Day Wednesday. And to our